Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Steggy again, and welcome back to another Disney Lorcana card of the day! And in today's card of the day, we are going to be talking about the Sapphire card, Robin Hood Unrivaled Archer. Now, this Robin Hood, he is a 6 cost, he is inkable, which again means he can be placed into your inkwell. He has 4 strength, he has 4 willpower, and he has 2 lore. He also has 2 abilities, which is kind of rare. There's only a few other characters that have 2 abilities. The Mickey Mouse, the Amethyst Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer, he has 2 abilities, as does Maurice. But Robin Hood was the only one with 2 abilities for a long time, and we actually saw him really early. So his first ability is called Feed the Poor. Feed the Poor says, when you play this character, if an opponent has more cards in their hand than you, draw a card. His second ability says Good Shot. During your turn, this character gains Evasive, which means they can challenge characters with Evasive. Now, what does this mean? So I want to talk about the abilities first, what I think. Now, Feed the Poor is really good. The only weird qualm I have about this card, and it's very minute, I'm sorry, not about this card, but about this ability, is that it's not optional. You have to draw the card. And I mean, in most cases, and I talked about this before, in most cases, you're going to want to draw the card. But it could be possible that you are really low on cards in your deck, and you play Robin Hood knowing you can either quest for the 2 lore, or use him to take out your opponent's evasive characters. But maybe you don't want to draw those cards. So you put them down and now you have to draw the card. Again, it's really weird, but I just want to have that option. I want to have that may in there so I may draw a card. Again, I'm probably going to be drawing a card all the time, but I just like to have that option. Regardless, at base value, yeah, drawing a card is really good. Now, Feed the Poor, this ability, really shines in a multiplayer game. Multiplayer is a lot of fun, and with more opponents, odds are that somebody's going to have more cards in your hand than you. As a little trick, if you have like 2 cards in your hand and one of them is Robin Hood, and other people have like 2 cards in their hand, after you play Robin Hood, you're only going to have 1 card in hand. It's not going to count him like as he's played. It's going to check your hands after he hits the table. You're going to have 1 card, so you can go ahead and draw, an additional card. So overall, really good. First ability, yeah, super good. We like that. His second ability, Good Shot, is pretty good. Now, and when I say pretty good, he's able to, challenge evasive characters. He himself doesn't gain evasive, so it's not like your opponent needs an evasive character to challenge him. It's that on your turn, when you go to issue a challenge, Robin Hood can target an evasive character. We haven't seen a ton of evasive characters. The first one we saw, which came out at the same time as this Robin Hood, was of course the Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. That Mickey Mouse has evasive, but he has 5 strength and 5 willpower. Robin Hood could challenge that Mickey Mouse, but he's going to be banished in return, and the other Mickey Mouse is still going to be alive. So that's not very good. We have seen Tigger. Tigger is the same cost, and he has the same stats as a 4 strength, 4 willpower. So Robin Hood can challenge Tigger and take him out. Yes, Robin Hood would be taken out in the process, but, fair trade. And then we saw Goofy, and Goofy has 3 strength and 4 willpower, and evasive. So Robin Hood can challenge that Goofy and survive. That's pretty good. Which means that Robin Hood could take out a Goofy and then take out he could take out a Goofy and then take out a Tigger. Pretty good, right? That's a 2-for-1, not bad. And we've seen Pascal. Pascal is a 1 cost Amethyst card where if you have another character in play, he gains evasive. It's really good, especially as a turn 1 play, and on your second turn you play literally anything else, any other character. Now this Pascal has evasive. Now, he comes down early, but if he comes down a little later and you can get your Robin Hood down, Robin Hood can take out that Pascal as well. I do imagine we'll probably see a few other evasive cards, maybe not a lot, maybe two-ish more, 2 to 3. And they're probably going to be 4 willpower or less is my guess, which means this Robin Hood will be able to take them out. I think that's pretty solid. He does provide some good draw, especially in some sort of like ramp deck. If you are running like Ruby Sapphire, like a ramp deck right now, running 3 to 4 copies of Robin Hood is very good because you can get to 6 resources pretty quick, probably like around turn 4. I mean, if you have a good start, if you're able to use like 1 jump ahead and then next turn follow that up with like a Mickey Mouse detective, the Sapphire one, you would have access to 6 resources. So, you know, refilling your hand is pretty good. He has a decent stat wise, like when he comes down as well. Even if he just draws you a card and he doesn't do anything with the evasive, I mean, he still has 4 strength, 4 willpower, and he still quests for 2 lore. He's not bad. Initially, when I reviewed him way back in the day, I said he was just okay. And it's hard for me to, you know, to get out of that mindset because he is kind of situational where half of his abilities wouldn't work if your opponent has no evasive characters and the other, you know, half of his abilities only work once. And that's, again, situational. You have to have an opponent with more cards. In a 1v1 match, I mean, your opponent might have more cards than you, but they might not. So you don't know. So you're paying essentially 6 for a 4. You're paying 6 resources for a 4/4 character that has 2 lore. So with all that being said, you know, how do we feel? I would like to see a few more evasive cards to really like give Robin Hood a better score. I do think he's just kind of like okay. He is kind of a staple-ish in Ruby Sapphire right now because he does let you draw cards and there's not really, you know, a lot that we can play in that deck right now. I'm afraid that if we see more, he's going to get pushed out, especially if we get some like draw action cards or something in Sapphire or in Ruby. But I think Robin Hood will be added to Sapphire decks if evasive becomes a thing. I do think he's really good in multiplayer. I think if you're playing with 2 or more opponents, Robin Hood is basically a, you know, must include, just because he can threaten the board and he lets you draw a card and he can target evasive characters, and with more opponents there could be more evasive characters. You know, overall I'm giving him like probably like a 6 to 6.5. Again, like if there are a couple more evasive characters, I'd probably give him like a 7. But there's a chance that you would have to play Robin Hood and not gain any of his effects, which would feel really bad. Heck, like they have the Beast. The Beast has been shown. The Beast costs 1 less resource. He's also inkable, and he also has a 4/4 stat line. He also quests for 2 lore, and he has the ability to take out an item when he comes into play. And even if you don't take out an item, he costs 1 less resource with the same stats as Robin Hood. So it's tough. It's very tough. So again, overall, probably like a 6.5-ish for Robin Hood. If there are some more evasive characters, and we do see maybe some draw, maybe another ramp source or something, I mean, I'd probably bump Robin Hood up to like a 7, but I love his art. It's like probably my second favorite art now. Actually, I really like the new Ariel that was shown, but I think he's just okay. I don't think he's anything special right now, but I think he's just an okay card. Like, I wouldn't feel bad playing him, I suppose, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to add him to a deck. So, I mean, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. He shines in multiplayer, and he'd be much better with evasive characters, like more evasive characters being shown. But otherwise, he's kind of like slightly overcasted. I'm sorry, he's slightly overcosted for his stats. So 6.5 out of 10. But hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I just like to sit here and ramble about cards. Tomorrow's card, which would be Wednesday, tomorrow's card's going to be an Emerald card. I haven't picked which one it's going to be yet. But since it is April 25th, it's a Tuesday, there is Gamma over that's happening right now, and they've shown a couple cards last night, and tonight if they show a new Emerald card, I will review one of those. If there's more than one, I'll review one for tomorrow. But otherwise, I'll find something. But hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make good decisions. Stay safe out there. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.